Hey, so what's up, Jacob? So today we are finishing up your lesson today on the vintage watch here. We are going to pick up right where we left off at the barrel bridge stuff. So this is where the click and click spring, if you remember what they are, I will show you as we go along again. So let's kick it. We got this. So if you remember last time, we popped the keyless works on. We also did, why is someone already here? We also worked on, let me grab my phone here really quick. Whoop, broke that. Okay. We've got, what did we do? We did disassembling it, reassembling it, and then the part stuff. So we are going to go back with our tweezers. If you remember, we used the 1s and 2. But in some really severe cases, we can use number 5. But we're not going to use number 5 today because that has a tendency for scratching. And we will need our hand setting tools again. But today we're just going to finish up this, and we are going to start with the finishing up the barrel works, and then we're going to put on the balance setup. Actually, let's set up first. What the fuck was it called? My brain's not palette and palette fork, palette, all that stuff. And then today, just for my personal benefit, I'm going to work on one just for fun. So we're going to finish opening this. Let's move this out of the way just to make sure you guys Jacob, can see this. We're going to use this, the good number 2. This is the good number 2s. Good number 2 one. And we're going to use the H as always. So you could do this many ways. You can start with the crown or ratchet wheel. The crown wheel is what engages with the, oh my God, my brain's not working. The clutch at the, on this side, you'll see there's a gap here. That's where you go here. This guy rests vertically. So that'll interact with the crown wheel, which in turn interacts with the ratchet wheel, which is attached to the barrel bridge, and winds it. But to hold that wind, you're going to need the click and click spring, which you can apply whichever one you want first. I tend to like to do the click setup first. So here's your click. It's different in all watches right here. It's the click right there. And here's your click spring. Now, if you notice, there's a little tiny hole right there. That is, give me a second, I gotta decide which is the worksheet side. Here. And then you're gonna wanna place that little pointy edge in that hole. And then fucking bitch. Then you're going to want to place the click here. Hands are shaking tad today. And so I'm going to show you after we apply the screw, which is this one. Whoops. My hands are a little shaky today. I've been having some anxiety issues lately. But it's to be expected. I don't know. Well, we're going to start the initial screw down with the tweezers as usual. Now, like I said, Jacob, this is not an easy quest. Not a quest, but you know what I mean. It's not an easy task to have dealt. We're going to screw it down. So that now you'll be able to see that when we pull this back, there's that little, right? So it's there, it's that little, there's a little bent top of it. There's a, okay. Fuck, where's the piece of paper when I need it? Give me a second. I'm going to grab a sheet of paper. Thanks, Lily. Yes, sir. Okay, so this we're gonna draw this out. I'm gonna explain it to you because this seems a lot easier if I draw this out. We are going to put the parts in the parts tray real quick, and I'm gonna draw what that click spring looks like and what it does, because it helps me. And now we're gonna move the work off to the side here. Oh, great! Look at all the dog hair. All the dog hair. I got a dog. It's got obviously a lot of hair, but so as you see, there are on the setups here, you have one circle, right? You got another bigger circle. Then right there at the side is your click and click spring. Now, what's holding that click, pretend that's the click, is a little spring. So it's a circular spring, right? But it's not fully circular. So there's going to be a pointed edge there and more of a rounded edge up here. Sometimes it's a little harder to tell, but what you're going to want to do is you're going to put the click, and if you notice here, there's the little one gap right there. That is what engages with this. And since this is wrapped around a little post, anytime you want to wind it, which will push it forward, it'll spring right back, so it's safe for the next little click. That was a terrible drawing, and I never passed art class, all right? Don't make fun of me. I failed Art 1 in high school. Shut up. But yeah, basically that's what that does. We're going to finish up with not drawing ever again on this because I'm terrible and it looks like a picture of a dick, which it's not. So next we're going to put the ratchet wheel, which helps you with the clicking bit, and it interacts with that. We are going to want to place the gears. Which one has that mark from the, yeah, it's over here. Usually the ratchet wheel has like a square. By the way, here's what it does. It allows the thing to fly back into place. Now we're going to screw the ratchet in with our white screwdriver. Beautiful sound of winding. But we're going to want to get there you go. Now we're going to place the crown wheel on first. This is quite interesting because I'm going to do a Swiss movement today, and then there's going to be another bushing. So this is a bushing. We're going to place that on over, right? And then remember, here's the funny screw. So you'll screw it to unscrew and unscrew to screw. We're going to use the white one. We're going to line it up with the center hole, and then we're just going to unscrew to screw it. That's awesome. Now is the fun bits. Oh shit. That would be tragic. That would have been tragic if I'd lost that. So you're going to want to pick up your palette fork. There's going to be a little jewel this rests on. Of course, you've got to kind of play around with the fitment a bit. Some awful lighting I've got. Okay, so that's in. You'll be able to tell when it's in. Trust me. Once you get to knowing what this does. So now we're going to place the bridge for this. There's always a little guiding hole there that will hold down the top of this and place that on a jewel. So it's got a more of a free rein to do its job. So now we're just going to screw that down. It's a little harder to see, but you know, I have some really shaky hands today. I'm sorry. Just got a lot of anxiety issues again. However, we are going to do this together. We can do this. So you're going to screw that down. Now we have the palette fork in place. Now we can do the balance wheel. And it's fun little golden support bridge thingy. So essentially what this balance wheel does is, if you give me a second, I'm going to grab a watch that I can take the back off and you can see the balance wheel do its thing. Or let me check in the movement holder here, in the movement box. Yeah, okay. So I'm not going to use one of these movements to show you. I'm just going to grab one of my watches that has a running balance wheel and see if you can see it. So, no, my Rolex does not have an open case back. Let me go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. So here, I'm going to try to show you the balance wheel here, right where my pinky's pointing. That spinning thingy, that interacts with a little gear in there, which will help keep the time. But we'll set that off to the side for now. God, my anxiety is pretty big today. I'll plug my phone in real quick. Sorry, we are back. And now this balance wheel is not going to work because these need to be attached properly. But what we can do is not to damage the hairspring, which is this boy right here, a little dark circle here. That's a hairspring. That's very fragile. So we're going to just want to place the balance wheel on just properly. You can like that. Perfect. So that's placed just right. Now we're done with that box or tray. And now comes the really not so fun part. This stand. Whatever I called it earlier. I don't remember. That was yesterday. Whoops. Plate. Support. Arch. Whatever you want to call it. Just seemed interesting to me when I took it apart. Was this just seemingly random part? Now we can place the balance cock, which is the name for it, so don't get all childish like I did when I first started reading it. Yep, that's good. Now we can screw it in. And as always, we start with the tweezers. Why is this so hard to screw? We got to investigate here. We're just going to lightly guide it. And fucking falling off, apparently. There you go. I'm going to take the balance bridge. So I'm going to reiterate why it's a balance wheel and a balance bridge. We are fans of wheels and bridges here at the watchmaking. In the watchmaking world, we just call them wheels, not gears. Oh shit. I think that gold piece is a support to keep it straight. But I've been known to be wrong sometimes. Never think that it's your right opinion, but it could be wrong, could be right. You never know. You did it. Look at that. So that whole side is done. Now we can do the harder stuff, which is called the dial side. So what we get to do now is we first secure everything just to make sure. Because when I played with this earlier, before we did this, the ratchet wheel was very, very loose. We're going to use a bigger screw so we don't fuck these ones up. Screwdriver, sorry. Just tightening them some extra so we can properly flip this over. And then we can work on the keyless works. So this bit gets kind of difficult. So we have your clutch, crown wheel, you got your little hammer guy, you got your spring, your clutch spring, I believe is what it was called. I'll be honest with you, I don't remember. And you got your big ass screw. Okay, so this little pod module thing, that's just to help support the little hammer guy we're going to pop on next. This helps engage whether it's winding or it's not. So I'm not huge on the terminology. I just know that the collectively known as the keyless works. So I like to place this little bridge on first before I put the top hat gear. I'll call it top hat wheel. I keep calling them gears for no reason. So this is going to go on this little tip here. And that's going to line up with a screw hole. And that's when this big mofo comes in. What was the Moto? That's what it is. Moto screw. Getting the dog hair off the watch. There you go. It's going to guide it into its little housing. We're going to initially start with the screws being screwed in with the tweezers. We're going to go to pink. Oh, no, we're going to go up a size. We're going to go to green, which is the second to largest screwdriver we've got in the collection. Okay, you're in. Now we can place the clutch, or that guy. So this is what interacts with the crown wheel that I was telling you about, that slit there. But yeah, now we're going to place I think this is called the clutch. I'm assuming it's called the clutch. So here's where a spring comes in. Now, this is a different sort of spring. I'll show you as we go. Usually, you're going to want to put the polished side up on this. You are going to place this in the middle bit of that clutch. Oh, shit. But you have to make sure it's on the post and in the middle. Because watchmaking, that's why. This slides up into there. Yeah, you can see what I'm doing. Next, we place this hook-shaped spring in. This is a setting spring, as I call it. But I'm going to need to pull this towards me because this part gets kind of difficult. As we finish pushing this down. Here you go. So this bit I'm going to get probably really frustrated at. So bear with me for a bit. Skill-wise, this is probably the hardest piece to get in. And we're not in. That's my grandma coughing in the background ever so conveniently. She's not that old. She just likes to pretend she's old. Shit, same result. And we're just going to try that again. I'm going to get frustrated off camera, so you don't have to see me getting frustrated. At the moment, my phone is charging, so I'm not going to have a game break moment. Let's try that again. Here we go. Damn it, every fucking time. And then guess what starts acting up as well? Fucking movement holder. Okay. I hate this so much. Okay. So what you're going to want to do is have this long side resting against that lever part. So, yeah. There we go. Okay, we got that on. Now we've got to worry about doing the rest of that watch. Okay, my hands are quite shaky, as you can see. Got the spring in. Now we can do the dial sag stuff, which means we can place this cannon pinion back on this little pedestal. Okay, then we can put this one on. Whoops. Some of these wheels, it doesn't matter which one goes on, which side goes on. Now you can put your central guy on here. Kind of worried about that cannon pinion wiggling like that. And again, it's an old watch. Now we can do cover plate here, which I need to calm my hands down for a little bit. In case you start shaking like that, I'd suggest you do take a break, as I just did. Now set this guy on properly. Okay, let that click in, just like that. Now, you can tighten it down with that yellow screwdriver again. These ones I don't start with this tweezers, just because, you know, it's a little easier just with the yellow screwdriver here. Now is the fun bit where you can see whether or not you properly done it. Now we're going to swap tweezers to the pointier ones, just for improvised grip. Where'd you go, little screw? I don't need to lose you now. Oh shit, there goes the central. There we go. Just sitting funny. Sitting funny, sorry. The moment we've all been waiting for? Where's the fucking... This is where you find the fucking crown and stem and test fit. You're going to want to test fit it by grabbing the crown and stem and twisting forward and backward till it pops in the right spot. Just like we're just going to tighten stuff up. That's too big. Okay, we've got a little issue. It's holding a full wind, which is good. Holds aligned. That's good. Now, all we gotta do is let that wind back out. Okay. Now, we got to get rid of this crown and stem again by pressing down on this button. Okay, now we have the crown and stem out, which means we can apply the center thing onto the cannon pinion. Okay, and this little gold bushing can go on. Now that everything is in place, we can grab the dial. Here's our dial. Since we have that facing us, we're going to straight motherfucker. Get back here. So this really isn't a step-by-step. This is more frustration by frustration. Since you have the crown here, it's always going to be on the 3 o'clock position on a watch, just like that. And then if you remember how we got it off, we just put it right back in with those 2 screws on the side. There's one. Where's 2? There's 2. Beautiful. Now we do the hands, which we're going to need our black and red one. These can go away. Well, those can go away. Now we get the case. The case back. Movement holding. And the hands, which are the hour hand and the minute hand. Move my drink out of the way. And the next we're going to work on one just for me, and I'm going to do it at quicker speeds, faster paced. So obviously the hour hand is always shorter. Move this out of the way. But on a hand, there's also a little ledge on one side. That's the side that faces down. Now I'm just going to make it whatever o'clock I want to. Just going to make sure it's centered. Then we're going to take this and use the black side because that's larger for the hour hand. I don't like that. See, that just lifts up. Fuck. Something's wrong. Now, gotta take the hand off. Same way we put it on. Because now there's an issue with the fucking pinion after we did all of that work. Oddly timed. Any background noise you hear? They're doing construction by my house. Okay. Now I gotta take this all apart. Basically, you get the idea. I gotta redo this shit. I'll hop back on. We'll finish this lesson later. Sorry about that, guys. Things happen.